Musa, ebe kan juman fo. E Adama, be Bambara fo ke. Salam alaikum, audanse, ne togoko kolman, noye Adama jalo ye farafina. Welcome to another episode of Basic Bambara, a project from Ankata, my initiative to create media and resources for speaking and learning Mandang. If you're new here, think about subscribing. Thus far in Basic Bambara, we've covered a ton of ways to talk about yourself as well as people and things in your life, but we haven't seen a single Bambara verb. Specifically in this video, we're going to cover how to use verbs in their imperfective form, or present form if you prefer. We'll look at them first in the affirmative form for intransitive verbs, then we'll look at the same kinds of intransitive verbs but in the negative, and then finally we'll take a look at transitive imperfective verb forms, both affirmative and negative. Think I go a little bit fast in this video, need some extra practice. There's a link down in the description below. You can get access to a text, audio flashcards, and a quiz that goes along with every video in this series. Otherwise, Ankata. When a verb is used intransitively, that means that it has no direct object. Take, for example, a sentence like I go in English. If we wanted to say this sentence in Bambara, we would say it like this. Be, ta, or taga. Those are just two different pronunciations of the same verb, ta, or taga, meaning to go or to leave. So, be taga, we have three words. We recognize one of them, meaning I. Then we have the verb ta, meaning to go. And then we have a word that it looks like we've seen it before, be. So the be word that we already have learned in this series is the one that is used as the situative copula. So in sentences like mbeso, meaning I am located at home, in that sentence, be is the situative copula. The be in mbeta is actually a distinct word which is called a predicate marker. That is, it's an auxiliary or a helper word that allows us to use a verb in the imperfective form. Be will never change forms. Regardless of what verb you're using, regardless of what subject your sentence has, it will always remain the same. No need to memorize different conjugations like you have in English, French, or Spanish. Also, the word order is fixed. We're always going to have subject, be, and then our verb. So for instance, we could have a sentence like ubeta, meaning they go or leave. Or we could have something like Adama be kuma, Adama speaks. With this in mind, how could we say something like I am from America? Well, we could start with the verb bo, which means to exit or come out of, literally. And then we could put it together in a sentence to say something like be bo Ameriki. I, the auxiliary, then we have bo, the verb, to exit or come out of, and then finally, Ameriki. Mbe bo Ameriki. All right, it's time for some examples from Na Baroke.
Ni logolono duguse na mogo bena
Fonyo bubo kile fana mancha.
Nene lo ni yadda tugu ebi sundogo nyalama.
Manene ya tamu kuma ayre lo nu ya bai kute foi.
Ni ma foi kara. Ibita. Ibato ibita.
Foi bi bo yere segen bi bo yere segen e bi bo londo re ko na lodwa yere mandini.
To make any of the sentences that we just saw or any other imperfective sentences into negative ones, we just have to change one word. We're going to switch be to its negative equivalent, which looks like a word that we've already seen, which is te. So for instance, we could have a sentence like nteta, meaning I don't go or I don't leave. Nteta. Or we could have a sentence like utebo franci, meaning they don't exit or come from France. Utebo franci.
Nene tuma fula ibise ka kalo kelen yɛrɛ kɛ hali tɛ ko I kasa tɛ bɔ.
O ti sunogo.
Men ni logolon teni min be na olutina.
If you'd like to build a sentence that has a direct object or use a verb that requires a direct object, you're going to be able to insert that straight into the sentence. But you need to do it between the predicate marker be, te, and the verb. For instance, we could say something like Mbe Bambara fo, meaning I speak Bambara. There we have the verb fo, which literally means to say. So I say Bambara means I speak Bambara. Mbe bamanakan fo. Or we could have something like Sarate tubabukan me, meaning Sarah doesn't understand French, tubabukan, and that uses the verb me. Me meaning literally to hear. Sarate tubabukan me. All right, it's time for some examples from Na Baroke.
Donc, n'a kuma sara n'a sara jibo ɲɔgɔn kan fana. Awa kɛ quoi. Ni bɛ lɔwara mi jula kan fɔ.
Bon, commerce yɛrɛ fana na o bu commerce faamu ka tɛmɛ an kan yan.
N'i nana bubo yan kɔ, i bɛ jula kan mɛn wajibi le kɔni i b'a mɛn.
Ayi dɛ, ne t'o kan fɔ dɛ.
An musokɔrɔba ni kunkolo ti baara kɛ tugun.
Sinon n baro kɛ n'o o ti sɛnɛfɔ kan mɛn.
Iowa, did you like this video? Do you wish there were more resources for learning African languages on the internet? Me too. Think about becoming a patron of Ankata or throwing me a tip. There's a link down in the description below. Iowa, alaka bamanakan donya, alakan deme.